station in London. This time we're on our way to Wales. Swansea Bay International Film Festival. We've been nominated for Best Documentary, so we thought we'd better go there. For the first time in 30 years I had a flat tire and it was on the way to the airport and we almost didn't make our flight, but we're here, we're in London, and we're on our way to Wales.
My name is Steve Rosen. Terry DeBono and I co-directed Boyhood Shadows, I Swore I'd Never Tell, an edgy social issue documentary about male survivors of childhood sexual abuse. After a lot of rejections in the U.S. and a poor turnout at other international festivals, we were excited to travel to Swansea. We were confident that in the U.K. we would finally find our audience.
Absolutely. So when is your film? On Friday? It's Friday night? Do you know when?
Saturday.
Saturday.
On the train to Wales, we met Kirsty and Chris, a couple from New York, who promised to attend our screening.
It's called Shadow.
Boyhood Shadows. I Swore I'd Never Tell. It's a long
After an 11-hour flight and 3.5 hours on the train, we were in Wales. We were beat, but excited to be there. On Friday morning, we went into town and checked in at the film festival. We hope to learn our screening time on Saturday.
The time, well, not the times, but this schedule will be on the website. If you're sort of down here, you can judge by the times of the film.
The best guesstimate was that we would screen sometime afternoon and before 2 p.m.
Turns out that they don't schedule the films at particular times, they just start them running at the beginning of the day. And then when your film starts, it just kind of starts.
But today I had that experience with people came down from Scotland and they said, well, we don't know what these movies are about. I said, here, we know the title, you know the duration, if you don't like it, walk out. I'm not charging you to be in the room. Okay.
A little bit difficult for people that want to see films because there's no catalog, there's no schedule that says like, oh, okay, your film's starting at 1 o'clock. Well, you know, our film might start at 12, it might start at 1.
Everyone is on a level playing field. There are no trinkets or comments.
And apparently the main audience for the films are the other filmmakers.
So, on Friday evening, we went to the welcoming party for the filmmakers. We told everyone we met about our film, hoping that they would be there for our scheduled screening, which would be sometime early on Saturday afternoon. Terry made friends with American filmmaker Sally Hanley and Hugh Aitken from Scotland. We promised to attend her film, Holyrood, about the election in Scotland, which would screen just before ours. And Terry, always persistent, wormed her way into an interview by New York radio host Big Corey Fresh.
We're here with Terry DeBono. It's about Boyhood Shadows.
He assured her that the segment would be broadcast to over 3 million listeners in America.
They're meeting in the premiere in by about 6 o'clock in the hallway. Just have a little chat, network, and see what's going on, and you'll all be able to get a group together and go together.
On Saturday, we arrived at the center at noon and were told that all the filmmakers would be meeting for the mayor's party that evening at 6.
That's at 6?
And that starts as they're meeting at 6. And that's going on now, so we're running a bit late.
We were also told that our film wouldn't go on at 1 as we had originally thought.
Everything's going to be pushed later on. Yeah. He's got to favour that as well, so he's put that in before that.
Carly really did try to help, but the festival, I hate to use the word organizers, didn't seem concerned that we had traveled 7,000 miles for this one day.
Which one is your film?
Boyhood Shadows.
I'm in the restroom at the Dylan Thomas Center, and nobody can tell us when our film's going to screen. They told us that there is a screening coming up at 3 o'clock. We were supposed to screen before that. We don't know if our film will fit in before that. We don't know why the other film has a definite screening time and ours doesn't.
So she's at 3 o'clock?
And yours has been pushed to 5:15.
And our screening is at 5:15, and the party that everybody's going to be meeting for is at 6, which means that all of those people are going to be going to that party and aren't going to be seeing our film.
I didn't think of that.
I think we need to express the fact that we came a long, long way, and for them to schedule us for 5:15 when their get together at 6 o'clock. Other filmmakers are going to be going to that. Then it's just, let's say 4, just so that we're finished before the event.
So
this
you want to
evening.
go to the party, is that right?
I don't care about me. I don't want all the
Well,
audience.
I think you should care about you.
No,
I think you should care about you.
I don't want all those filmmakers over at the party when I would rather have them.
Where do you think? I think they need to be where they want to be.
I don't understand
You
what
know,
you're saying.
the
I don't
whole
understand what
point
you're saying.
was for us to come here
Can
to be
I
at
put that camera on you for a sec?
the obvious equation is a whole bunch of people are going to the party. B, that whole bunch of people are what you stated are the audience for the films, so they're not going to be at the end of our screen. They're not going to be.
We know Terry DeBono and Steve Rosen's movie is screening at that time, and my priority is not the kind of what time have we got to get fancy to be at the party, but to get the screenings in that were scheduled for today to be screened before 10 p.m. tonight. So I would argue that the filmmakers, if they stay with us right to the end of the screening, then they'll be at the end Q&A.
But what happens if half the audience gets up and leaves in the middle of our
Well, it
film?
tells you something about your movie, doesn't it?
The guy that organised this festival is a genius. I've never met anyone like him. He's so passionate about film and himself.
You said to me they'll all have gone to the mayor's party, correct or incorrect?
Yes, that is
Thank
correct.
you very much. Game, set,
Just that when we came in today, we were supposed to be on at 1, and he said, oh no, we had to move everything around, and so that meant we were moved to 2:45, and that moved you down then to...
I've just been talking to some other filmmakers that are just as peeved as we are.
He's called the newspaper, and he wants to give them a story.
No, I think the fact that the festival has been organised by a committee of people who've been taking LSD is going to be a big problem. I have called the newspaper. I've called the New York Times, the Sunday Times, HBO, and the Comedy Channel. They're all coming tomorrow.
But we're screening today, Hugh.
Really?
Yes.
And see, you've got all this event happening tomorrow.
They won't see our...
But listen, that doesn't matter because you're screening today, but no one's coming to see it anyway, are they?
That's right.
So
that can't hurt.
that can't be. That's a good thing, because if nobody comes to see it, it means that all the people who didn't come to see it haven't seen it, and are therefore more likely to go and see it in the future and be intrigued by having not seen it before.
Somewhere.
That's what Bindi told me. Whatever his name is.
Chaotic, absolutely chaotic. When we arrived, there was nobody here. We were supposed to be screening Friday morning at 10. There was nobody here at all.
Later on Saturday, we talked to Sue Hampson and director Sitar Rose, who brought Lifting the Lid, an excellent Scottish documentary that's also about male survivors of childhood sexual abuse.
That we'd be on later on in the day, which wasn't great for us really, because somebody from London, from an organisation around sexual abuse, had arrived the night before and was getting a train back.
I heard it was a very powerful film. I wish there was just a little synopsis so we would have known what films were about.
But it's a chocolate box, you know.
Yeah.
Apparently.
That's what he said to us.
Apparently. We're not allowed to choose whether we like coffee creams. I'd like to be able to make my own choices about what I go to see. Thank you very much. I grew up a little while ago. I like to make choices.
But wait, it gets even worse.
Essentially, what we've got now is the features can go into the big screening room. The documentaries have the option of going to the small screening room.
The small theater is a storage room with 20 folding chairs, and the wall is a screen.
No, I've seen the small room.
Yeah.
That's
So we go with you for big after Holyrood. It will be 7.
It was clear that arguing with Binda had only made things worse. Our heads bloodied but not bowed, we went to the theater and sat in on Clear Blue Tuesday, a musical about New Yorkers in the aftermath of 9/11. When it ended at 6 p.m., the film's producer, along with all the other filmmakers, got up and left for the mayor's party. So the only people that were there for our screening and Sally's screening were the people that we knew personally.
And I didn't always know what was going on, so I had the radio on all the time.
And then one other guy whose film actually screened after ours, and we made a point of staying for his film because we have left. He wouldn't have had an audience at all. What's the point of showing a film if there's no one in the audience?
On Sunday evening, decked out in gown and tux, we attended the festival's gala.
you better check out www.boyhoodshadows.org, all right? Don't get it twisted. Don't make me come and get you. You hear me?
Outside, we met the director of the International Film Festival of Ireland, where our film will also play. But after this experience, we won't be traveling to Ireland. Michael Sheen sent a video to open the ceremony, but he couldn't attend. He must have known something we didn't.
Documentary, USA Under 17.
One of the most amateurish films I've ever seen at a festival, won in another category, so we really didn't expect an award that night. But honestly, we were disappointed to lose to a comedic documentary about people having the gaps in their front teeth fixed. The award ceremony was combined with a dinner gala, an exclusive rubber chicken affair that cost 50 pounds apiece, 75 bucks. Regina, our executive producer, had graciously paid our fee, but it should have been comped for the filmmakers. They are, after all, the reason for the event. We learned that the majority of the attending filmmakers, because they hadn't ponied up for the gala and the tux, were relegated to watching on a TV screen in a room in the bar downstairs. It was like steerage on an immigrant ship in the 1920s.
What is happening there in the ceremony has got absolutely nothing to do with filmmaking.
As soon as we could get away, we joined them there.
You can get pictures of me getting a drink, because I really need a drink.
When you're coming here, basically you come to expose your film and to get a response from an audience. But there's no people here, no posters, no advertising in the city, no catalog. You haven't got a clue of what all the film is about. So in the end, it's a party.
I think we should go up there. What have we got to lose? What have we got to lose it? I don't think anyone up there cares. Well, I care.
I'm one of the filmmakers that came here from overseas. There are plenty of us downstairs. And I do want to say, speaking on behalf of all of us, and they're here with me, thank you. First of all, it's great to see everyone here. We as filmmakers are a little disappointed because you guys should have all been at the films, watching the films. And on behalf of the filmmakers, we've been treated very poorly. We've noticed the name Binda mentioned quite a bit, but he has been nothing but rude to us. We asked Binda, where's the representation? Why isn't this beautiful film festival represented in this city? This is what he tells us. It's your responsibility as filmmakers to bring the audience to the seats. Then we asked him, well, what time is our film screen? He says, we don't have a time. So now, how can we as filmmakers go out in the streets till you find people and say, listen, my name is so-and-so, my film shows that? We have no time. So once again, on behalf of Aki, he thanks you very much, and I hope you guys improve next year. Thank you.
I actually considered not completing this documentary because I was afraid that it would only damage the integrity of our film and the integrity of all the other films that screened in Wales.
We did it!
But the documentarian inside of me wouldn't let it go.
And you have to make it clear that you're making this film for all of the filmmakers out there that spend 2 and 3 years of their lives for something that really means something to them. You give up money many times, you give up other jobs many times to finish what you've got going because you believe in it, and you bring it to a film festival to show other people.
Film festivals are hard to run, we know that. All big events are hard to run. But the best film festivals tend to respect the filmmaker, tend to be focused toward the needs of the filmmaker. And the worst film festivals, well, you just saw the worst one.
Ladies and gentlemen, your next and final station stop in a few minutes' time will be London Paddington. Before you leave us at London,